Hey everybody, this is Edward here, and today I want to do something a little bit more, um, not really political, but like socio-economical with socioeconomics. So pretty much, I just came across something on my Facebook feed, and although I don't trust most things that come through Facebook, one of the things that's been talked about, any of you all that subscribe to me at this point knows I'm a big follower of BGS Igmore, and he's been talking about the universal basic income. When it comes to geopolitical, socio-economical things, I mean, it's very few. It's really, I can't really think of anybody on YouTube that's black that's really breaking it down for us like he is. So definitely appreciate it. But I got really excited because I came across this article on Facebook, and it's from the businessinsider.com, and we know, and they are a definitely legitimate publication. It came out actually June 15th, so this article is actually 2 weeks old. And the title of it is Hawaii just became the first U.S. state to pass a bill supporting basic income. So that's universal basic income. So I'm going to read this to you, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts. So, innovation and forward thinking may be Hawaii's two biggest exports in 2017. Earlier this month, state earned the distinction of being the first in the U.S. to formally accept the provisions of the Paris Climate Agreement after President Donald Trump decided to withdraw the nation from it. And now Hawaii is taking the lead, embracing yet another innovative idea: universal basic income. On June 15th, Hawaii State Representative Chris Lee wrote a Reddit post about the House Concurrent Resolution 89, a bill he says he introduced in order to start a conversation about our future. According to Lee, after much work with the help of a few key colleagues, it passed both houses of the state legislature unanimously. Pause. That's interesting. Because very few things pass any state capital unanimously, regardless. I know Hawaii is a very liberal state. It's more homogenous politically than most states, but still, that's kind of an achievement. All right, continuing. Lee also mentioned the development via Twitter, blah blah blah, on Twitter. The bill has two major provisions. First, it declares that all families in Hawaii are entitled to a basic financial security. As far as I'm told, it's Hawaii's first. Wait, it's the first time any state has made such a pronouncement, wrote Lee. The second provision establishes a number of government offices to analyze our state's economy and find ways to ensure all families have basic financial security, including in an evaluation of different forms of a full or partial universal basic income. The congressman thanked Redditors in his post, as he said that the site became his first resource in considering UBI, and added a Reddit standard TLDR at the end. The state of Hawaii is going to begin evaluating universal basic income. Pause. That's very interesting because, I'm not trying to shit on Reddit, but as an African American, we all know certain sectors of Reddit is, can be very racial in nature, but that's true for Facebook too. But that's very interesting because that means that's a resource that now I know Reddit is kind of a resource to get some information on certain things like this. Continuing. A step forward. Under a UBI program, every citizen is granted a fixed income that's not dependent on their status in life. Despite the current focus on the concept, it actually isn't particularly new. In fact, former U.S. President Richard Nixon actually floated the idea back in 1969. Pause. That is something I didn't know, and that's something I didn't even hear from BGS Igmore. So that says that a Republican is actually the first person to actually float this idea. And that is very, very interesting because what that means, that really gives you an indication that this is not just something that, ideology can really break. Continuing. However, the benefits of such a program have become more appealing in light of recent technological advances, that's code word for automation, specifically the adoption of automated systems that could result in widespread unemployment. Proponents of UBI highlighted how it would be an improvement on existing social welfare programs while mitigating the effects of joblessness expected to follow automation. Critics think that UBI would encourage more lax attitude about work and argue the funding such system would be difficult if not impossible. Existing pilot programs, however, seem to indicate otherwise. How, and this is a YouTube video that y'all might want to see, so I have the link in the description. Continuing, Hawaii may be the first U.S. state to pass any UBI positive legislation, but several countries around the globe are already testing the system. Finland began its 2-year UBI program in 2016, and Germany has one as well. Canada plans to start trials in Prince Edward Island and Ontario, while India is currently debating the merits of UBI. Several private UBI endeavors are also in the works, including one that uses blockchain and cryptocurrency. Of course, the implementation of any UBI program requires a great deal of political will. As Lee wrote, planning for the future isn't politically sexy and won't win anyone an election, but if we do it properly, we will all be better off in the long run. Read the original article, Futurism. Follow Futurism on Facebook. Copyright 2017. Yes, so that's the article. Wow. I'm gonna tell you, for the people that follow BGS, you already know this is a conversation that's been going on where he's been explaining this to us, breaking this down. So this actually is not new to me. What this is a sign that you're starting to see a drip of the conversation coming in the United States, even if it's coming from the far west of the U.S. What this sounds like is they're doing an announcement to formally say they're going to have a conversation about it and take it seriously. Another thing that's very important about Hawaii is Hawaii has the largest cost of living as a state, or it has at least the top 3 highest, if not the highest. Sitting in Hawaii costs a lot of money. I've been there. You can go get a Quiznos and it's $20. The same thing that would otherwise be 10. Like, real talk. So if this can work in Hawaii would be a very experimental program. The thing about Hawaii is has a limited population. So expanding this to another population, a larger population, might be a little tricky, but BGS has already covered that. This is what I'm going to do. I probably won't do this at first, but I'll eventually do videos in which it talks about the universal basic income, a playlist in the description. I'm going to have this article in the description. For those of you who are new to my channel, understand something. I want you all to understand this. Do not get in your feelings. I am a capitalist, first and foremost. I have my own business. I run my own shit. I do 1099s. I have an LLC. So this is not me promoting social welfare or socials. This is not me doing that. So for folks that will come up here that may be black conservatives or anything, y'all want to get in y'all emotions, cut that bullshit out. That's not who I am. But at the larger geopolitical level, automation is going to phase out a lot of jobs. And without any kind of social state, people will kill other people. That's reality. So for people that are hardcore, it's all about the market. You can't have a market without a social state to a certain extent, because then people will start to get violent and tear down other industrial things, because they will see that as replacing their jobs. So that said, having an adult conversation about this, obviously we know how black people respond to social welfare, but here's the thing: this is not going to. There is not enough money for this to be something. This is going to be something where you see how people in Social Security are already struggling to live. This is going to be something to where you are going to have to get bare bones. Yeah, you may have some money to buy some shit, but the reality is, this is coming, by the way, but this is not something in which people are going to be able to do the welfare cream bullshit. It's just not. This is going to be something where a lot of black people are going to have to get good about cohabitating. A lot of black people are going to have to do a lot of things that they don't want to do. So the reality is, This is not something where people can say, fuck it, I'm going to be lazy. If you want anything other than the bare minimum to survive, you going to need to get your shit together and get a man. Especially, another video I'm going to put in the description is a video BGS did on talking about jobs are going to hit women more. Because a lot of these service jobs are going to be the main jobs that are going to be replaced. So what's going to happen is women are not going to have access to these leisure bullshit ass jobs as much as they used to. You're going to see this really take off in the government. You're going to see this so the reality is a lot of things that will happen with Section 8 and welfare that will need to happen. This is not going to replace that and have people wilding out again. So that's what I want to be clear. So this is coming. This is like a next 15-year endeavor. Politically, you know how we are. You know, it's going to be people who are Republicans, conservatives, especially the way they're congregated now, are going to fight this to the death. But the reality of the situation is the powers that be are going to say this has to happen. Like, for example, the World Economic Forum features 6,000 of the richest people on the planet. So they control the Republican Party. They control both parties. So knowing this is coming, you're not going to see this become as much of an issue. As far as things like healthcare, yeah, because if you can't, if you're going to be on this, then yeah. So anyway, let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what you think. But yeah, this has been going on a lot longer than what you all think. There's been a lot more deeper conversations you all think. So anyway, that's Black Source Code signing out.